Greetings, everyone. Lieutenant Colonel Alan West, Senior Fellow at the Media Research Center. Again, I just want to say thank you so much for all your thoughts and your prayers and your well wishes. Just yesterday, I had my shoulder surgery that was done on my right shoulder socket bone, and it's healing up okay. I had a good night's sleep. But I also want to talk to you about something that is causing me a bit of a concern, because I'm starting to wonder, who are these people that believe that they have the right to decide who and what is essential, or even which lives matter? Because as we've gone through this COVID-19 issue, we've seen some elected officials that actually believe that they have the enumerated power to say to the American people, you're essential and you're not. Your business is essential and your business is not. And that's not who we are as an American people. The most important thing, the most essential thing in the United States of America is our liberty. And we need to make sure that we have elected officials. We need to make sure that we have statesmen that will safeguard our liberties. But then also, the number one inalienable right that you have before you even get to liberty is life. And when I see an organization like Black Lives Matter that comes out and makes these arbitrary decisions about which Black lives seem to matter and which seem not to matter, I think it's time that we have a conversation about this. You know, I just look for some consistency. And I have no problems with an organization that would be concerned about all lives or all the Black lives out there that truly should matter. But when you take the opportunity to leverage a certain life, such as we have seen with George Floyd, then why do you not consider all the other lives that are being lost? Because George Floyd's life was important. It did matter. And his human dignity was dismissed. It was disregarded. It was disrespected in his murder. But think about all of the other murders. Think about all of the other tragedies that we see within the Black community that it appears Black Lives Matter does not feel too much concern for. Every single day, how many unborn Black babies are murdered in the womb? I will tell you, in aggregate, since 1973 Roe versus Wade, we're looking at over 20 million. And think about all the murders and the deaths that occur regularly in places like Southside Chicago and Baltimore and Washington, D.C. But yet nothing is said about that. We consider what happened to Officer David Dorn, a retired police captain, who answered the call of one of his friends to go and check on his business to make sure it was still safe. And Officer Dorn was shot to death. The good thing is that we have found Officer Dorn's killer, and he has been charged. But why did Black Lives Matter not see David Dorn's life just as important as it saw George Floyd's life? Why do they not see those lives that are lost in black-on-black crime just as important as George Floyd's life? Why do it seem that they like to go and cherry pick for politicized reasons the lives that they deem are important? Well, it comes back to that. It's all about politicized reasoning. And now we have this organization, Black Lives Matter, in conjunction with Antifa, the so-called anti-fascists, who tell us now we need to defund the police. As a matter of fact, in Minneapolis, they have decided to disband the police. Now, how is that going to help lives out there who are going to have less safety and less security? Maybe it is because Black Lives Matter is only seeking to establish a progressive socialist, a Marxist viewpoint. And they have come up with this incredible name that try to draw us that emotion out of each and every one of us, instead of us sitting and being reasonable people and saying, this doesn't make any sense. I would like to see Black Lives Matter say something about Planned Parenthood. They talk about not being for white supremacy and being against racists. Well, Planned Parenthood was founded by a white supremacist and a racist by the name of Margaret Sanger. Their huge headquarters is located right here in Houston, Texas. But I've never heard Black Lives Matter say anything about the organization that Margaret Sanger founded that has over 70% of their clinics in Black neighborhoods. That's what disturbs me about Black Lives Matter. The cherry picking of which lives tend to matter. Just the same as elected officials deciding who and what is essential. All of our lives are important. All of our lives matter. And we should not just focus on a life that enables us to elevate a political platform, an ideological agenda. But yet that's what's happening right now. And of course, if you don't agree with it, then all of a sudden you get called racist, white supremacist. I guess I'll be called an Uncle Tom or sellout or whatever they'll come up with. But that's not the point. The point is all lives matter all the time. And if you're going to have an organization called Black Lives Matter, David Dorn's life matters too. And all the other lives that are lost every single day in the United States of America that don't fit the cookie cutter politicized approach of this leftist organization. It is time we stop allowing ourselves to be dictated by the mob, because we're trending toward mobocracy in the United States of America. And as long as we continue to reward mobocracy, we're going to get exactly that, more of the actions of the mob. This country was united in the aftermath and seeing that video of George Floyd's murder. But then came along the creepy little spiders, Antifa and Black Lives Matter, who injected us with their poison and have made us even more divided than we ever could have been. It is time we reject their poison. And it is time we realize that all lives do matter, and not just the ones that are going to be leveraged for a political agenda.